What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Black Wolf Audio. I hope you guys are having another excellent day, and I'm excited because today is going to be the kickoff of our new series called Plugin to Review. With this new series, I'm going to be telling you guys about some plugins that are out there on the market, reviewing them, showing you how they work, telling you about other plugins out there that are similar to them, and then lastly, telling you about the best places to go online to buy them on the cheap. So that way we can go ahead and save you guys some money as well. So let's go ahead and jump right on into this. I want to go ahead and start off with a plugin bundle that is out there by a company called IK Multimedia. They have they have this one series here called the British Studio Pack, right? And it's going to have three plugins emulating the SSL EQs, their channel, and their compressors. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the three plugins here. So this is going to be the British channel, the black one. Then we have the white, which looks identical, but it does have different circuitry from what the other one has. And then lastly, we're going to have our bus compressor. So SSL, very, very well known, again, for their EQs and their compressors. Best word to describe their equipment is in one word: musical. They sound really good, very smooth on a lot of the content that you will run it through. So let me go ahead and show you how they work here, right? Starting with the black one, right? So with the black one here, looking at the top row, you have your EQ section. You're going to go ahead and have 4 different bands here. You're going to have your low and your high, which work very similar to one another. So starting with this one, you're going to see that you have your gain to either cut or boost the frequency, and then this is going to be your frequency selection. From my understanding, the EQ starts out in a low cut shelf, but you're able to change it to a peak, or excuse me, to a bell shape if you want to by selecting this button here. Right, and that's the same thing for the high, but that only works within a different frequency band spectrum. Then you have your low and your mid, okay? Lows and mids here give you a little bit more functionality. They're going to be able to give you a Q, so that way you're not working in just a fixed Q. You can go ahead and make it narrow or wide, right? Now, you have this button here in the center under the in button, right? Which this just activates the EQ. This B stands for behavior, okay? And what the behavior is going to do is on the SSL consoles, the original actual boards, SSL was really smart because they understood that you want to be able to just necessarily always work within these frequency ranges on these. So when you click this, it will actually change the behavior of how far out this will be able to work. I believe on one of the consoles, it would do it ×3 of whatever frequency that you're on. So let's say if you're working on 2K, now you're working on 6K. So it's because it's ×3. So nice little feature to know about as well. Okay. You have your low cut, high cut. You also have your gate here, which of course, if you're using guitars, snares, toms and stuff like that, and there's some noise in between when the instrument's actually playing, you're able to affect that here with different parameters. You have your compressor here, which works a little bit differently than your normal compressor. It's got actually a fixed attack that you actually can change a little bit of the characteristics of it from what it normally is to more of a fast attack. You have your release here, your threshold, of course, your ratio going 1 to infinite, and then lastly, you also have hard, which is going to be just doing a little bit more compression, and then you have your in and out, how much you want to drive into the channel, and then how much you want to control the actual volume going in and out. White's pretty much the same thing here, except for the fact that because it's white, it's signifying that it works on a different circuitry emulating from a different SSL console. So just consider this another flavor to be working with, right? For this track that I'm going to show you in a second, I ended up using that just because I had never used it before. I wanted to see what I can get out of it, okay? Let's move on over to this bus compressor here. So the SSL bus compressor, another extremely well-known, well-respected compressor out there for the way how it smoothly gives boldness, I will say, to your tracks, right? And it's also very unique in its setup. So let's look at it. So our ratios, we have 4 options: 1.5, 2, 4, and 10. So it depends how hard you want to compress your audio. You have your attack, going really fast to a bit slower. Your release, which is the one thing that makes this thing a bit unique. You have a really quick release, going to 1.2, to lastly going to auto, which auto is like the magical setting that a lot of people talk about being a really cool thing that it's able to do. The circuitry in the original boards, when they did it, it just adds a different vibe. So make sure to check that out. You have your high pass here, and then your threshold, of course, and your makeup. So pretty simple, straightforward kind of compressor, just gives a really cool sound. Okay, so now that I talk about these plugins, I want to go ahead and just show you what I was able to do with it on this track. So I got this large track. I got these 3 vocals that are kind of singing together at the same time, same words, but they're just in harmony. So let me go ahead and play the vocals so that way you can hear it.
We can't save ourselves, we can't save ourselves, we can't save ourselves.
All right, so kind of folky stuff, but you get what I'm talking about. Now, if we want to add a little life to it, I can go ahead and turn this on here. What I did was a little bit of cutting over in, I guess, around 600 hertz, kind of a little bit more of a narrow Q, right? And then a little bit of a boost here. It looks at around 2.2K, right? And then I just added a little bit of compression just to kind of glue the vocals all together. So let me go ahead and play it now.
We can't save ourselves, we can't save ourselves, we can't save ourselves.
So that was just something I was able to whip up pretty quickly, but you get the general idea. So I like them a lot. I think they're really good. I have also used the Waves version of these plugins, the SSL Studio Bundle Pack that they have. I think that these work very similar to what the other ones have. So with that said, how much does this pack cost? This bundle cost $170, right? Right now, if you go visit the IK Multimedia site, they do have it on sale for $135. I don't know if that will be a sale that will be indefinite or if it's a sale that will only be temporary. But either way, if it's gone, message them, ask them, say, hey, I saw your deal, and try to see if you can steal it for the same price, right? Currently, I can't find it for a better price than that, but still, $135 for these 3 plugins. Definitely well worth it, especially when you look at a company like Waves that charges $750 for the same pack. It has one additional plugin, but all it is instead of being this channel, it just is just the EQ section. So I think for what you're getting for the price, 3 plugins for $135 opposed to 4 plugins for $750. The IK Multimedia is going to be, in my opinion, a lot better. Okay. Now with Waves, they do have sales where they bring it down from 750 to 300, but that's only once or twice a year. I don't think that, you know, if you're really in need for this, you know, you might not have the patience to wait that long. So this will be definitely a great alternative. So I have also used the Native Instruments version of these plugins as well. I own a copy of them, and I don't like them as much as I like this one. I feel IK Multimedia just did a really good job. It sounds very similar to what the SSL stuff is, and to also what Waves did as well. So definitely get yourself a copy of this if you're looking to get it. Anyways, that's my first review that I'm doing for my plugin review. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I hope I was able to help and save you guys some money as well in the meantime. If this was beneficial for you, please let me know. Hit that like button. Leave a comment. Let me know what I can be doing better on. And also, please subscribe and please stay in tune for the next plugin to review.